Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to our Carpathian Countryside gameplay. Farmer G, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Matt, how are you doing today? It is Thursday. That means it is Friday evening, or Friday eve. The eve of the weekend is upon us. Grenade Racer, welcome. Welcome to you too, sir. We start our third year of Carpathian gameplay. We've got canola to harvest. We've got sorghum to harvest. We've got, well, potentially some fields to put lime on. We've got maybe if we want to put some more canola back in the ground, we've got some fields to seed. Definitely have things to do tonight. Well, good evening. How's it going? How is everybody doing tonight? Everybody playing 1.12? Everybody get the update? There's also been an update to the horse pack. I don't really quite know what was added in the horse pack. Giants does not often provide change logs for DLCs. Sky Edits, welcome. But one thing we do know, we get the horse armor. We get the horse suit. As part of the 1.12 update, 1.12 update. Good to hear on PC. It was about a gig size update. Maybe we'll put on the horse suit. Ha ha ha, baby! Yeah! Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. And we gotta put on a hat. Is there a... Oh, man. Oh, what the heck? Oh, yeah. I mean, he's an awesome cowboy. He is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got that rocking now. We'll see it better later on. Waylon, welcome back. Welcome back, sir. Chris, how are you doing tonight? Hope things are well for everyone. A little rainy today here. I think it may have cleared up. Oh wait, do I still have straw I haven't picked up over there? Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about straw. I did. I totally forgot about some straw. Oh, you know, Grenade Racer, it's got built-in air conditioning. It's a cool suit. It's a cool suit. Jolly, good time. How you doing today, sir? Hope you have been enjoying your Kobe eye tracker. I picked up the W900 tuning pack earlier this evening. Can't wait to build out my new W900 for Sunday night convoy night. Be driving that next Sunday as we tool around the roads of Oklahoma. Tuesday night we had Oklahoma live stream. I had a terrible time driving. I was trying to drive third person out a truck perspective, if you will, and well, it didn't work out so hot. It's a little weird to drive out a truck in ATS. It's a lot easier to do it in Farm Sim, that's for sure. Donald, welcome. Welcome. Sherry, good evening. Good evening to you as well. Is anybody playing on the White Farm map? That map has gotten lots of really good comments. Lots of good views. Appreciate each and every one of you that has watched that video. I think Donald maybe watched it on repeat. Oh, Farmer G, that's okay. We'll be back. Be back on Sunday. We did have a full house, though. We had a full house on Tuesday. And then ATS started doing its disconnect thing with some folks. I don't know what's going on. I think it's in 148 convoy mode. We didn't have these things before the beta. Alright, that's gonna do. Gonna fill these trailers. Dude, I got so sidetracked with other things I didn't ever picked up that straw. And apparently I must have filled this trailer. I did. We filled this trailer to the brim and emptied our harvester. Optimus, good evening. Good evening. Well, I think we'd all rather have bugs in beta than release, but that disconnect seems to have made its way through beta into release. Oh, we got grass to cut too. Apparently it wasn't, Richard. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Carpathian Countryside. It is the third year, starting of the third year, August of year 3, if you will. We are hot and heavy into harvest. We had some more Piggly Wigglies get born since the last time we were together. Did a fair bit of contracts, earned a fair bit of money in doing those contracts, and we actually have a new seeder down at the shop we need to pick up. Darrell, welcome. We were just talking a little bit about the Horsch suit, the Super Iron Man suit from Horsch that was added in the 1.12 update that dropped today, as well as several new multiplayer focused enhancements, some other fixes and such. The relocation of bale stacking and arena mode into the multiplayer menu, amongst other things. Also that the Horsch pack itself has gotten updated to 1.1. Tookie, you know this is the best thing since sliced bread. And we're wearing our Horsch Iron Man suit right now. We're wearing it right now. Let's go look. Here we are, dude. Here we are, man. With buns of steel. That's right, I said it. Everyone was thinking it. I said it. We're cowboy. Cowboy, baby. That's right. You can no longer complain about the lack of Horsch clothing. We are Super Farmer. Oh yes, Plugger got rebranded, right? It's now an O, something O. Oxbow. So the Plugger got rebranded to Oxbow. Oxbow. I guess they changed their name. I don't know. Maybe Plugger was offensive in some way. Who knows? Everything is offensive to someone. So, speaking of buying stuff, my planter, I need another 100 G's to buy my planter. I don't want to downgrade to this planter, 6.7 meters. We've already got a decent sized planter at where is it? 9 meters. I don't know. Maybe they just renamed it, rebranded it IRL. It's a company I've never heard of. It's a, you know, It's an international company. I think during the Porsche launch party, several participants fell back in love with the trike. That little thing was ultra versatile. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, it's right here. The Vervat trike. This thing is crazy awesome. Combine that with the Horse injector slash cultivator. I think it's the Tiger. I mean, I think Schultz had a pretty good suggestion for what the 4th DLC is going to be for Year 2 Season Pass. But I have to say, the rebranding of the Plugger could signal maybe Oxbow being in that DLC instead. You never know, right? Matt, we don't have a Carpathian server anymore. This is all single player that we do our streaming on. The Carpathian server kind of went by the wayside. I think a couple other maps came out right after that people lost interest in and wanted to jump over those. Speaking of mulcher, right? That's something I want to... How much is this giant mulcher? Oh, yeah. We can afford that. We can afford that and get a couple extra bonus points. Sure, that trike is amazing. That trike is amazing. It has 3-point on the back, so you can hook up just about anything to it. Schultz was suggesting that we would see, what was it, GEI? They are they're big into slurry distribution and hauling. I think it's GEI. You were on the stream, you were telling us that it was a German company. We thought it was an American company. Apparently the tagline of what? Equipment to improve your productivity. Apparently that tagline is somewhere on their website. GEA, that's it. I knew it was 3 letters and it started with a G. David, you've already done Oklahoma. That's great to hear. I mean, it feels like Oklahoma feels like a little baby state compared to Texas. I think anything after Texas feels small. But Oklahoma is the smallest state we have seen released to date for ATS. I think I'm going to buy that mulcher, although this feels a little bit big for my fields. I'll tell you that. This feels a little bit too big for my fields. So we're gonna go down with the 9-meter one. We're gonna add some more weights to it. And well, we did it. We did that purchase. And I mean, yeah, we were tooling around Oklahoma. I felt like we weren't making any money because the deliveries were so close together. All right, let's oh wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we get a good view of our horse suit. Okay. Okay, that's enough of that. We got some stuff down at the shop. Let's go get it. Nope, we didn't deliver any of that. No municipal medical grade. We'll just go with that. No more medical grade product. They did add some new cargos. We got to haul the load jockeys, yard jockeys. Sorry, we got to haul the yard jockeys. There's also school buses. So I'm gonna try to run loads of school buses and bus hoods on Sunday. They also added, well, Burgess was saying they added big tires, but I think the big tire load was part of that Volvo construction equipment. Maybe it's a different load of big tires. Yard, yeah, no, not lawn jockeys. Yard jockeys. You know those trucks that just move semi-trailers around in at the businesses. Oh, we picked up the horse seed tender, and I picked up the new horse seeder. So we got that upgrade. We're going to use the seed tender on our planter. They didn't add any trailers to the game, no. Oh, well, yeah, well, you can get a Porsche for my horse, although the Porsche is a little small. Yeah, oh yeah, there was a new, or maybe a redesign of the auto trailers. Maybe they just redesigned them. I think that was part of the 148 update, though. I don't think that was part of the DLC. That filled quick. What are you doing? Stop it. is open some different button. Maybe you can't open it unless it's unfolded. I don't know where he said Porsche. Porchetta? Is that what you're saying? Catching on some mystery collision. Armchair Ag, what is up? Oh, that's evil. Wait, that's... I don't... Did that really unfold like that? Did I not see that? That's kind of nice. Alright, there we go. Go get the mulcher. All my tractors are equally dirty. I'm an equal opportunity, don't clean them up. Oh, well, Donald, don't you know that we often mispronounce porchetta just to annoy people? Because it's comedic to us. Oh, indeed. All right, let's go do some business with our new stuff. You mean a showcase tractor? Well, I clean it when nature rains. Nature cleans my stuff. DJ Nick, welcome. Welcome to the party. Glad you could enjoy us. have time to come by and say howdy. Hey, old lady, you need to hurry up. Let's get a move on, lady. I know you don't have anywhere to go anywhere as fast, but we do. Alright, here we go. I can't tell you. I think the last time I mulched was back on, back when we were playing on Elm Creek, maybe. That might be the last time I used the mulcher. Other than during our, horse streams. Oh, there's no debate. It's aluminum. Okay? We don't need to add more aluminium to it. I think we have a mobile. We also have the mobile washer now. We also have a mobile washer now. Yeah. We say how we say it. I mean, we could go back to the great pop versus soda debate. And I would tell you that it's neither. Oh, Grenade Racer, we're not talking about Married with Children and Al Bundy. We're getting a bonus. We're getting some bonus for this. I'm still not rolling it. Turkey is sadly mistaken. It's not soda or pop, it's Coke. It's just like Xerox. It has transcended a brand and has become synonymous with the genre of product. Scooter, what is up? that reminds me. This video is brought to you by UTB and Chad Bergman. Thank you for being farm barons. Oh, it's because you're younger, Tuki. You're that ultra sweet generation. Well, Matt, that's why you can turn off collisions. I just love looking at the little tines moving, jumping up and down. That's why you just turn collisions off on them. I still have the collisions turned off. I turned them off when I was running a couple big contracts. Root beer all the way. Oh, and it's because you had Dr. Period Pepper with no space. Streamlabs bot is an idiot. And it thinks that if you put 2 letters and a period in between them, that it's a link. Look, magic, no collisions. We just warped right through it. So, I got to see it before it popped. A&W root beer all the way. Cookie put a picture up of something in the Discord the other day. Would you buy root beer flavored milk? Yes or no in chat, would you buy root beer flavored milk? So the synopsis is no. That's why it's a limited edition. They sell chocolate peanut butter milk? What? What's chocolate PV? I can only think of one thing, that's chocolate PV. And I can't fathom why it would be in milk. Well, if you've never tried it, then you don't even know what it's like. Because I can tell you, it has nothing, no flavor, nothing about beer in it. Other than that, it's got a massive head on it, like beer does. Okay, but I mean, you never know. You might discover that it's the best thing ever. You might decide, why have I been torturing myself for this long and not allowing myself the pleasure of experiencing the fabulous root beer. Matt, it is, yes, Grenade Racer said it is a feature of the map. It was added in an update. There's a trigger in town that turns them on and off to give the players a choice. I'm all about player choice. So this building right here, if you walk up to it, you have a choice of turning on or off the collisions on the electric poles. Okay? So I just turned them back on. So now we'll have to go around this pole we're coming up to because we're going to run right through it. So if you're on this map and you haven't updated, go grab the update. You don't have to reset the game save. It's all good. Now you'll get that functionality. Well, I'm sure it's available somewhere else. So here we go, we're gonna run into it. Oh, bang. Yeah, I usually have them on. I turned it off because I was doing a big contract on a field, and I was hiring a helper, and I just wanted it to make. I wanted easy mode. I can think of lots of things that are worse, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, beet juice isn't that great. Alright, who likes beet juice? No. No, that's fine. I think, oh, there we go, some floating deer. I think for the premium expansion launch party, everyone should have to eat canned parsnips and drink beet juice. Because we'll be able to can parsnips and beets and carrots with the new production. Coming with the premium expansion in November. Literally 3 months away at this point. Timon, what's this? Hold on, what's this? The game has a trailer for the Volvo truck. But the trailer, how do I raise the trailer with air so that it stands exactly not, what? You don't raise and lower the trailer. There is no raising and lower the trailer. What trailer are you talking about? There's no Volvo trailer. Are you talking about... Are you talking about this thing? This thing? That came with the Platinum expansion, but it's not a Volvo trailer. There's no raising and lowering it, there's just making it longer and shorter. There was also that. You're saying the Crone trailer? So that's just a base game trailer. Well, there's no up and down. I mean, I see how it's not setting level. That's just how it is. I did. Look, we're right there. Look. We're Tony Stark. We're a super horse. And we're wearing a cowboy hat because I thought that looked better than this. Or that no. I did wear that. Can we change this color? Oh, we can. No, we can't make it red. I feel ripped off. That's about as good as we're gonna get. Farmer G, thank you for being a member for 12 months. Does it feel like a whole year? No, it does not. It does not. Oh, well, you know. If we're gonna look ridiculous wearing the Iron Man hat outfit, we might as well match it up with the hat. With the horse. We have the horse hat for the horse suit. I think Tuki would say that that is fitting. Farmer G is gifted 5 memberships in honorum of his 1-year membership. Thank you very much, Farmer G, for that generosity. Grenade Racer, you are a member. Doug, Hellhawk, Farm Sim Canuck, and Will, you are all new members of the channel. Thank you, Farmer G, for your kindness, your generosity, and your continued support. We know here at the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel you have your choice in farm sim content creators, and we appreciate you in selecting us for your viewing entertainment. Oh, this is not the road I wanted. Matt, I do not know. Honestly, I don't use any semi-trailers in the game. I haven't used any of the Volvo trucks since we did the Platinum expansion. That's unfolded. Thank you very much. And that should conclude all of our membership announcements. I'd rather use a trailer. That's me. Schultz is here. The inventor of being able to sell whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. An ingenious idea. In fact, I think he has an agreement with certain map authors to deliberately exclude the ability to sell everything just so they will download his mod. I think that's just downright wrong. Thank you for being a member for 2 years. If you need a new hobby, I can come up with many. I could come up with a few ways of spending your money. I don't know if I have that capability. I don't know if YouTube goes out that to tier 3. I'd have to look. $1.1 million, $1.1 million downloads, and no thanks to me. That is for sure. My goal is to have Schultz get all his fame through hard work and not through the praise and admiration of others. Well, James, it depends on what you would classify as good. I personally would consider our Discord very fabulous. But it depends on what you're looking for. Oh, is that all you're waiting for? I'll talk to Giants. I'll talk to Giants to see if I can get it pushed through. I mean, if that's all you're waiting for to retire from modding, then I'll see if I can't help that happen. Oh, that's funny. Well, it's quiet because people are doing stuff. So you want a Discord server that's chatty Cathy? You want a Discord server that is primarily focused on PC, or do you not care at all if it's got a lot of console? I mean, I'll be honest. I think I think console discords are more chatty than PC discords. Wheeze and Geezer, I do not have an Only Farms account, but I tell you what, if you are interested in a unique way of playing multiplayer, check out FARMERSONLY.club. No, it is not. It's not a dating site. It is a rather ironic name for the website and the service, but FARMERSONLY.club, they offer a very unique way of playing multiplayer. They are PC based only, so if you are a PC, then you would be eligible to check it out. But basically, they have a way to basically transfer and move money around, move equipment around, move product around from server to server. Last time I looked, it was a donation only site, meaning that free will donations are appreciated but not required. I guess that's what I should say. FARMERSONLY.club. It's not a paid sponsorship. It is just a informative PSA. I mean, I could hook you up with a. I could probably hook you up with a an invite over to Driver 53's Discord. That's got a bit more activity to it, but again, it is primarily console focused. But if you don't mind, it's not donation required. It's donations are appreciated. They're very similar to another service, but that service is full on paid. All right, send me a message in Discord, and I'll send you the invite over. All right, that is done. We'll get back to this. Well, Farmer G, you know, some care, some don't care. How are we doing on our PF score? What? Why is this so awful? Oh my lord, I never put nitrogen on this. Oops. Oops. What this? Oh my gosh, I never put nitrogen on this either. Well, junk. Junk in my trunk. Optimus. That's on both sides. That's on both sides. Now, speaking of a new hobby, Baldur's Gate 3 released today. 122 gig download later. It's multiplayer, up to 4 players. And we're looking for a 4th. Sounds like Tuki wants to be in the party. I know Semper Buffo wants to be in the party, or has expressed interest in being in a party. I put a poll up several weeks ago. It was pretty obvious that Baldur's Gate 3 was not something that people were interested in seeing in the channel. Doesn't mean I'm not interested in playing. $122 gigs. Yeah, it was probably like a 7-minute download for me. I don't know. I triggered it at work and said, "Go download it." Oh, well, Grenade Racer, I think some folks would say that the reason they bought a PC is so they would have the right to completely obliterate their game's performance at their will. That they don't want the man telling them what they can do. They want to be able to completely obliterate their own game performance on their own will. What's some big ambitions? What's that, Optimus? Yeah. Tuki's whole party died? I don't see the message in general. What, where? I'm looking, James. I don't see any message in general. Well, Delilah, that's not... Oh, you're saying you don't have a problem. Yeah. I don't have a mod problem either. Well, Farmer G, it's because, I mean, to be honest, Farm Sim can run on pretty much close to a potato. If you dial the settings back enough. Oh, well, Belts, you just need to skip over those questions. Oh, Rabbit Rob, are you pounding that love button? I want to know, what do you have in your barley juice glass right now? I've got some pretty good hits on my farm sim graphics settings. I think some people have said it has helped them out. I don't know what they were running. Let's dive down. Where are you going? Do you even know where you're going, Harvester? Pick a path and stay in it. Alright, have we settled down? Have we picked a course heading after we've meandered around enough? Mr. Horse? Mr. Horse in your horse hat. James, I enjoy it. All I can do is tell you, go watch my video, Carpathian Countryside, and decide for yourself if it's something that would fit your tastes. There's the PDA. Let me make it bigger. There's the PDA. It's got some decent sized fields. Got some smaller fields to the south, but not a whole lot. One massive farm here. There's another farm area right here and right here. Got a pretty decent BGA built out. Lots of unique shaped fields. Very few square fields. Standard crops. Everything you can change at the farm if you want to. I can't believe I forgot to fertilize this field. Yeah. I think the Super Horseman had some barley juice. Yeah, one month of Game Pass isn't gonna break the bank, that's for sure. Might give it a week, see how people say it performs. It's hard to believe I've already put 11 hours on this thing. An Xbox power user. Power player? Tell you what, I watched an interesting video the other day from the folks at Digital Foundry. It really wasn't I really wasn't sure what the heck they were doing. But they found a Chinese manufactured motherboard that had an Xbox CPU, APU if you will, but it was an AMD branded Xbox, because we all know that the APU that's in both the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 are AMD manufactured. Well, this one didn't have an Xbox stamp on it. It had an AMD stamp on it. And they basically had burned out the APU in it. So it was just a CPU. And it was burned. It was soldered to the board. You had 2 RAM slots. You had a by 16 PCI Express slot. You had an M.2 slot. It was basically an ITX motherboard that had the Xbox CPU built into it. And they basically made an Xbox PC, if you will, Xbox powered PC, and then ran benchmarks. And they were like comparing how it performed to various other AMD CPUs. No, it didn't perform that good. And then they had it paired up with like a 3090. It was just overall confusing to what they were trying to do. It wasn't really a dev kit per se, because it wasn't the legit Xbox hardware. It was basically like they took APUs that were destined for Xbox, but had an issue. Let's say had an issue with the APU, and the APU didn't meet performance specs, so the silicon couldn't go to Xbox. So they just made this thing up. And it's only available for sale in China. So it was just stock ITX PC motherboard that had the CPU soldered to it, with a single PCI Express slot, M.2, and memory slots. But yeah, it let's just say it performed similar to a 3600, but in lots of cases the 3600 outperformed it. So let me dig it up. I'll post it. Let me dig it up. I'll post it here. Y'all can check it out after the live stream, dude. Not before. Darren, what is up, sir? What is up? Here's your suit, Darren. Here's your suit. Everybody says I should wear that hat, but I don't think so. I want to go fishing. If we only had horse. Horse is a horse, of course, of course. A lot of interesting improvements on the multiplayer side. I'm really interested to see how they all work out. If you haven't checked the changelog, right? They added Intel 1.1 upscaling. Okay, whatever. They moved the multiplayer menu for arena and bale stacking modes. Okay, whatever. They rebranded the plugger. We already talked about to the Oxbow. They have fixed performance on dedicated server when loading mod hub data. Okay. They have added auto activation of dependent mods on a dedicated server. Thank you. But that still assumes that those mods are downloaded. They added dependent mod warning. Thank you. I'm going to have to try that out and see if that really names the mod that is missing, because that is a feature that was missing earlier. If you happen to load a map up that had a dedicated or had a required mod that you didn't have installed on the server, you would just get a log saying mod required, missing mod, or something to that effect. So I hope it actually lists out what mods you're missing. Added log rotation, which is a great new feature, because on a dedicated server, if you turn the server off, your log's gone. You don't know why it crashed. It's not helping me out at all. So log rotation hopefully means that when I turn the server off, the old log remains and we'll be able to go back and review it. Live preview of log files. So if you're like me, I would start the server, I'd go to the game log, and I'd keep hitting refresh. Keep hitting refresh. Keep seeing the game save load up to make sure everything was loading good. So now I can turn on live preview and just watch the log in real time on the server page. Added some additional performance graphs. Well, everybody likes nice, pretty graphs, so that is good. Increase the maximum number of supported gamepad buttons to 128. Really? Did we have a problem? I don't know what the limit was. Maybe it was 64. And then increase the number of animal subtypes for each husbandry. You know what that means? You know what that means? So maps like Hofbergman, maps like Valley Spring, maps like Court Farms, gameplay using the enhanced animal add-on, right? They have limited breeds because they have new additional animals, right? So if we go to our normal animals, right, we've got lots of different breeds of pigs available to us. But on those other maps that have those other animal states, piglets, porkers, mother pigs, sows, whatever you want to call them, heifers, calves, bulls, we have a limited number of breeds because the different types, different ages, if you will, of animal are consuming what would typically have just been a breed. So with the increased animal subtypes, then hopefully we can have all the different breeds and have all the different animal states: calf, bull, heifer, Holstein, etc. At least that's my take on what that means. I think there's a couple people building one of those. Delilah? Maybe not. I don't know. Zim, I have no idea what you're asking. Can record cat's card name. I don't know what that means. Let's make some pig food. Fire it up. Fire in a hole. Pig food manufacturing has commenced. I don't really find it that funny, Grenade Racer. It's modders finding ways to enhance the game through whatever means necessary. So in FS19, where we had production come to console via the hijacking the animal system, if you think of it at the bare bones level, the animal subsystem was and is production. You have inputs in food and water and often the animal. You have outputs in manure, slurry, milk, wool, or additional animals. That is the definition of production. Inputs and outputs. So simply hijacking that in 19 for consoles was ingenious. Absolutely ingenious. It's like, heck yeah. No one thought about this before. From what I understand in talking with GTX, when Hofbergman came out with calves and with bulls and with chicks and those states, and the chicks actually transformed into regular chickens when they grew up, apparently all that was already built into the game, just not implemented. The code was there, just not executed. So Farmer Andy and his crew of fabulous modders and scripters that work with him on developing Hofbergman basically discovered that they could implement what was already the underpinnings that was already in the game, just not executed, to make chicks grow up into chickens when they got to adulthood, made calves grow up into heifers, and we had male roosters, right? So why can't we have male bulls or male goats? Right? So it's like death, okay? So if we go to the shop, we go to something that's a diesel, right? And we have fuel, we have diesel, 625 liters of diesel, 70 liters of DEF, okay? DEF isn't a new thing. We had DEF in FS19. Vehicles, all the base game vehicles in FS19 had a DEF value in the XML. It's just Giants never did anything with it. Giants really hasn't done anything with it in FS22 other than listed on the stats, right? You don't have to go and fill up with def. It just kind of happens when you fill up with diesel. Now, there are modders that have taken that underpinning of def and implemented it in such a way where you have to fill it up. It doesn't just auto-fill. Maybe we'll get that functionality in whatever comes next. Maybe we won't. There was apparently underpinning of manual transmissions in 19. That really didn't happen and didn't come to the game. We have manual transmissions in 22 base game. So Giants does things very slowly. They'll implement code on the back end and either not implement it for the gamer, or they'll implement it and maybe see if other people make use of it. It's like things that started to get added but maybe didn't get fully fleshed out before release. It's quite possible, Grenade Racer, right? To keep the E for everyone rating. They didn't want reproduction, but they put it in there if modders find it and make use of it. So yeah. Modders find interesting ways of doing lots of things. So there's an example. We had a silo in FS19. Again, Farmer Andy Hoffbergman was the first we saw it. It was a placeable silo, and it could store just a single fill type at any one point in time. And you may say, oh, we've seen that before. But it didn't use a script. Lots of these single-purpose silos in 19 used a script. But this didn't use any scripting. It's because the silo was coded to basically be a placeable trailer. And we know trailers can only hold one fill type at a time. So if you take a trailer and you code a silo, a building, have a capacity, and to be a trailer, the game naturally is going to limit it to one fill type. Boom, work done. It's a placeable trailer. Blow your mind. Well, wasn't that in a past update? They increased the number of fill types. Updates. Change log for 111. Did they increase it to 252? 255? They added max height attribute for storage area. No. I don't see it now, but I thought that was in a recent update. Ah, okay. maybe I read something wrong and I think maybe I read it wrong because I went back and looked and it said max height value, and maybe I thought I meant height type, but I think it was meaning like height value for bale storage. Oh yeah, Delilah, I definitely haven't seen that guy. If you're in the Discord, you can definitely post it over in videos and such, videos and stuff. We'll see. Grenade Racer, it kind of depends on if Giant's coded carrots the same or not. Right? If carrots as a fill type is spelled out the way Giants typically spells it out with an uppercase C. For fill types that are a single word, I think it's often the first letter is uppercase. For fill types that are multiple words, it's like the start of each word is an uppercase. It's very similar to why we have various mods that make pallets or require pallets. But not everything that makes pallets is compatible with everything that takes pallets. Is because one mod might make pallets, another mod might make empty pallets, and visually they might look to be the same pallets, but code-wise they are very different pallets. But if you take something that makes empty pallets and you simply change the XML for it to output pallets, then suddenly when it starts outputting things, they work. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm kind of a proponent of wanting to see some sort of fill type naming standard implemented, and if that's either Giants requiring it at the QA level, saying no, you can't have a fill type that is all lowercase, the first letter of the word has to be uppercase, or basically saying we've established mods in the mod hub that are named empty pallets with a big E and a big P. So if you want to release your mod that makes pallets for the sake of compatibility across all the other mods that make pallets and accept pallets, you need to make your mod have a fill type of empty pallets as opposed to pallets. That I think would be huge. Basically have Giants QA say, no, we've basically decided that anything and everything that takes or makes pallets has to have this pallet fill type for maximum cross-platform, cross-mod compatibility. And or publish a fill type naming guide that basically outlines fill type names for anything and everything included in the game, and maybe a bunch of things that they haven't included but think might be popular. That's another thing, Sherry, is unique IDs and registering the IDs in like an array. We had issues in 19 where, like, if you put in, let's say, seasons and you had snow on the ground, this happened to a lot of people. Let's say you put seasons in, you have snow on the ground, you deactivate seasons because you decide you don't want it, and all the snow on the ground instantly becomes potatoes. It's because the snow fill type ID was, let's say, 23. And when you take the mod out, snow's gone, dried hay's gone, you know, salt goes away, and there may have been another one or two. So all of a sudden, all your fill types are, like, you know, completely renumbered again. And what used to be fill type 23 snow is now fill type 23 potatoes. So when you load up the save game and the save game says there's a, you know, there's a half meter of 23 on the ground, you get a half meter of potatoes everywhere. It's happened. But if we had like a fill type registry where potatoes was always fill type, let's say 21. So potatoes was reserved at 21. New fill types, let's say, maybe started at 50. So let's say base game fill types ended at 35, and modded fill types started numbering at 50. So there was a 15-digit gap that Giants could add new official fill types to. But then modded fill types would be 50 and above. So worst case there, you take something out, one mod that has fill types in it out, and you have another mod that has fill types in it, and suddenly whatever that first fill type was becomes the other one. Can be used as prefab, so you could code your sell stuff mod as being available for prefab or not. And if you say no, then what? People can't use it in their mods, or they're in their maps. Would that be the premise? By checking prefab equals yes, I am granting permission for anyone and everyone to utilize this mod in their own creations. Kind of like a Creative Commons thing. Well, Farmer G, we know how that is for anybody. Documentation is the scourge of all evil. Nobody wants to do it, but everyone acknowledges it needs to be existing. But when it comes down to who's going to write the documentation for this, there's a whole lot of not me. You want to clear the room fast, you just say, I'm looking for volunteers to write some documentation. Was that, which prefab was that? Was that the, I don't remember. I saw a couple prefabs I thought today. Oh, the, tablet. Oh, the e-control unit. This one. It's kind of neat. Nice little in-cab decorative element. Yeah, most are, right? It's, I mean, it's a little bit of a yeah, it's a pride thing. Like, oh yeah, I made something that's desirable, someone else wants to use it. If you don't get permission, then it's like, well, you're not letting anyone else play in your sandbox. And that really frustrates me. I forgot to fertilize to these fields. Oh, Richard's just populating your sandbox with Tootsie Rolls, so when the dog comes by, he'll have something to do. Yeah, they're Tootsie Rolls. Off we go. I feel like this harvester header is not harvesting this crop properly. It's too low. I guess it needs to be coated to run high. This one's not coated right. I saw the that display mod was also updated today. I don't know if... Is that mod 100% require everything to be custom? Or is there any base game stuff that's been encoded to work with it without going in and manually tweaking everything? What is up, Mr. Simulation? Tell you what, the camera mod that I did a video on, was it last week? Was it early this week? I don't know when it was, but a little less excited about it now that I've learned a little bit more. Optimus was saying he was working on getting it to work on for a harvester to add a camera to the seed hopper, and I think to reposition the camera on the output pipe. And he was saying you have to put all your updates in the camera mod itself. I kind of thought that you updated the mod, like the vehicle mod, to reference the camera mod for that functionality, but no, apparently you edit the camera mod and add all of your modded vehicles, nodes, and things to it. The problem with that system is, what if they ever update their camera mod? If you're not paying attention, you don't have a backup of it, and you just update it, all of your changes are gone. Well, you know what you could do, Richard? You could mount your tablet and then figure out a way of coding the screen on that. So if you have to put all of your changes in the camera mod, and then if they ever update the camera mod, you have to, at a minimum, transfer all of your custom coding over to the new, assuming you have a backup, or assuming you didn't just auto update, not think about it. It also means that since you're making enhancements to that mod itself, next time you fire up the game, it's going to say it needs an update. You're going to have to pay attention and know when it actually does need an update. I don't know, Richard. I don't know. The GitHub directions were lacking in a whole lot of clarity. It's like you add this code. Well, where do you add it? It didn't say. Sweet Corn Fest. What's a Sweet Corn Fest? This is like a whole bunch of ways of cooking and implementing and using sweet corn. Grenade Racer. So basically, yeah. This crop, when Giants first showed it off in pre-release, it harvested just like wheat or any other grain. Cut low to the ground. The header was low to the ground, but then people gave feedback and said that the way this crop is harvested for seed is it's not cut low to the ground. It's cut right at the just below the height of the head, just below the head of the seed head, because the seeds are very loose, right? They don't hold on tight. So any shaking and jarring of the plant at this stage can cause seed loss. So by cutting it low to the ground, you're going to have a whole lot of potential for seed loss. But by cutting it right at the very tip, right below the seed head, you're going to have less seed loss. Well, in order to do that, Giants also then changed the animation of the harvester header. So if you're harvesting this crop, you're going to notice the header is higher up than it would be for your typical grains. But on that modded header, it doesn't work that way. So I kind of assume that maybe in the coding there's two different height values. One for typical crops and the other one for sorghum. Around here it's not grown for grain, it's grown for forage. Which was rather interesting. We had that map recently that had forage sorghum as a unique crop. No, that's not a base game header. I'll pull it up when I dump this. So that header is a part of this pack. So it's the Power Stream 900. It's part of the 770 mod. But we're not using the 7070 harvester. We're using the 26. No, we're not using that one. We're using the 595. We're using a 595 harvester with the Power Stream 900 because this is 7 meters and the other one's 9. Pulled pork and sweet corn. Where's the barbecue? Where's the baked beans? Barbecue beans. I'm sure they do it as a fundraiser. Already time to move off to college. Big day, big day. Mine moves back out on the 20th. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get used to them being gone. And then you're glad that they're back right for summer. But then you start you kind of like, well, we kind of got used to you not being around. So we're glad you're here, but when do you go back again? But for me, ours goes to school where I work, so I don't get away from her. So last year, her first year, was like, yeah, we'll drop you off, we'll move you in, and then she just shows up at the office door the next day. There's always two ways to look at it, right? Oh, well, I mean, that's, yeah, an hour every day for classes, that would be a bit much. An hour each way? Yeah. Especially with the price of fuel. Yeah, my youngest, he starts fourth grade on next Wednesday. We just got back today. This evening we went to his orientation. Got to meet his teacher, see his class and all. So he knows where he's going the first day. Then the other one starts her second year of college. we can make it through. But yeah, anybody looking to be a fourth in a Baldur's Gate multiplayer, looking for a fourth, we're going to try to carve out a day for that. Don't know when that's going to be quite yet, but we're going to try to carve out a day for a regular gameplay multiplayer adventure. We're still looking to bring Starfield in next month. Put a little hiatus on some farm sim gameplay, aside from covering maps and DLC and such for some Starfield. And then when Forza Motorsport releases, we're going to be reintroducing Forza Friday. And when City Skylines 2 drops, we're going to be implementing a Cities Sunday live stream. David, I did a pre-order what? Starfield? Nope, didn't pre-order Starfield. So we'll have Forza Fridays coming back this fall. We'll have Sunday night City Skyline streams coming back. Well, not Sunday night, Saturday night. Because Sunday night's convoy night. Richard, I guess they would support them the same way they do now with other crops. That would be my presumption. Billy, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. I mean, belts and augers are all the same. Are they not? They're in the same category. So other than the RH2460, I'm pretty sure any of these belts will move any fill type. Other than these up here that are part of the Grimmy pack. So I would assume that the new fill types will just work with the old belts. Diablo del Toro, welcome. Well, David, I'll be honest with you. I'm holding out to see if I get a key. There's a there's a website that I have an account on that, as a creator, I can basically put in for keys, and Starfield's one of them. So, you know, if you don't have to pay for it, then why pay for it? So I'm holding out to see if I get a key, and then if not, then I'll drop money on it release day. If I do get a key, then hey, you know, saved a couple bucks. Well, I tell you what's funny. I'll tell you what's really funny is back in December of 22, I get an email from Bethesda Software, and they're basically talking about this new IP that they are working on. They're going to be releasing. It's the first new original IP that they've done in decades, and all this other jazz. And basically it was a blast email out to, I don't know where and how I got on this list, but it was a blast email out clearly to content creators. And I didn't do anything with it because, well, I didn't know anything about it at the time. And if I followed through on every marketing blast I get, well, you all would be hit every day with more and more buy this, buy that junk. So I ignored 99.9% of them. But then when all this was hyped up, or like a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I was like, why does that name ring a bell? And I went back and looked, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I did get an email like 9 months ago about it. I think that's the motto of cheapskates everywhere. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think I put in for a key from Fort Motorsport 2, and I put in for a key on City Skylines. So. Well, I mean, Game Pass is going to have some value to it soon. Not that it doesn't already have value, but with it being day one release of Starfield, day one release of Forza Motorsport, and day one release of City Skylines, depending on what types of games you're interested in, those are all three rather popular titles that lots of folks are anticipating. And it allows you, as a player to decide if the title's worth the full money, because of course Game Pass's value is access to all a giant library of games for as long as you pay for the service. But as soon as you stop paying for the service, you lose access to the titles, right? That's like back in the day where you could rent a game from the game store or from the movie store, rent a game from GameFly. That was like the Netflix for games. Play it and then decide if it was worth your hard-earned cash to buy it, or if you were good and you could finish it out in short order. The only sad part is when things fall off Game Pass that are still things you want. I mean, I would do Game Pass if I was able to regularly do more than just a handful of titles. All right, folks, with that, we're going to call her a night. Tomorrow's Friday. One more day of the week we got to work. Then the weekend. Depending on what happens tomorrow night, we will hopefully be back in the farm sim. Be back here on this map, probably harvesting that field over there. Going lime on our harvested fields. Maybe we'll mulch this field as well. As we move into September and October, we'll have our sunflowers to harvest. We'll be prepping our fields for next year. And actually, I think, let me look. I think I have something I need to sell this month to make buku money. Where is it? Manure pellets. Yes. We're selling manure pellets because you know what? We have 237,000 liters of manure pellets. We're gonna make a little bit of money on manure pellets next time. Until then, happy farming.